guys, welcome back to the channel. I want to thank all my new subscribers. Thank you so much for your support. All my new followers on my social media, thank you. It is growing slowly. Today, got the old project that we finally got parts in for again. They finally got here. It took forever because of shipping delays and everything else, which is typical for what's going on out of the UK with some parts. But we are back on the Triumph GT6. Yes, I know a few videos back where we've got a water leak issue. We took care of it to a point, but point inevitable, it was gonna leak some more. It did. Now it's leaking, and also the brake master cylinder decided to die because it's leaked, so no brakes. So we just stopped driving for a little bit, parked it until we got these parts in, and we're good. But for now, we gotta pull the Mustang out, get the GT6 in here, and get it going. So here we go. And boom, just like that, GT6 is in here. But so today what we gotta work on is the brake master on this thing, and is a water pump. I know we tried to fix it just to get it through like a band-aid ish, but the brake master, if you can tell, look at all this wet right there. It's not good at all, because it is leaking into the footwell. Not good. So we're just gonna replace all this. Got a brand new one over here. I'll show you that in a second, along with the water pump. Water pump, I know we talked about this before, but this front seal that's right, if you can see my finger, it's right there. It's leaking out of the seal, and it's leaking to the back and draining out the back. Cause we originally thought it was the gasket. Put the gasket in there, didn't work. So now we're just going to replace the whole water pump with all new stuff anyway. And here's the box of all the goodies that we got. Receipt stuff anyway. Gasket for the water pump. Let's pull this thing out. Look at this thing. Brand new water pump. Not remanned. Brand new. So we gotta put that on. And then we got the brake master. Oh yeah, look at that thing. It's brand new too. Not remanned either. So we're gonna actually get this thing jacked up off the ground, get it on jack stands, get some things rolling, and hopefully it'll be nice and easy, nice and quick to get this done. We gotta move it over a little bit. Not a lot of space on this side, so we're just gonna move it over a tad bit. All right, we got this thing jacked up off the ground. We're off the ground. We're gonna pull this trim plug out of the coolant here, get the coolant out so we can get to the water pump without losing everything. Or we're just gonna pull the water pump out and save most of the coolant. I don't know yet, we'll see. I'm gonna get these tires off so we can get access to the, well, we might be able to get to them in the front at least. The rears, we'll probably pull the rears off so we can get access to the brake masters back there to the cylinder rams, and then we're gonna work on getting that done. And I realized that I don't have enough brake fluid either to do this whole job, so we gotta go and get some or have some delivered or whatever. Anyway. Alright, now we're gonna work on the brake master. So you gotta figure out what size these are, which are 11, so we're gonna move those. First off, we're gonna remove this cotter P here that hooks up to the brake itself. Pop that out. Then we're gonna work on getting these loose here to get this off. Once these are off, we can pull this out, and it won't leak everywhere. As soon as we get those loose, pull this whole assembly out, and then we are good to go. So we had to do it this way. This whole bracket, because that bottom bolt that holds on the brake master is kind of weird. So we had to take this whole bracket loose, get that off, so it'll actually be easier to take out. Then we just gotta loosen the two lines off that thing, pull them off, and this whole system will come right out. All right, brake master is out. Now we just gotta put a 13 socket on that bolt there, and a 13 socket and wrench on that, or 2 wrenches on that. Zip those off and remove it from the bracket so we can actually remove, or we can reuse the bracket here. So I'm gonna stick this over in the vise and pull those brackets or those bolts out. Sorry guys, don't mind the fan, it's a little warm in here today. There's the bracket. The old master is right there. Now we're gonna install the new master, which is right here. Nice and pretty, white, clean. So basically it's just reverse. Stick this in here. Kind of hard to do with one hand, and then bolt it up, Take the rear bolt as I'm losing everything. Slide it back in there. Grab that 13 socket, tighten it up, put this top bolt in with the nut, tighten it up, and then we reinstall it in the car. Get that bracket back on, get those bolts back in here after reinstalling it. Put the bolt through there, the cotter pin through there, put a new key in there, and it is done. Put the boot back on, make sure it all fits up underneath your thing there, lines up, and it's done. Now we gotta fill this with brake fluid. Leave all the freaking brakes, starting with the farthest one. So you're gonna go rear right, then rear left, passenger front, driver's front. Or start from the farthest one, work forward. Do that over and over and over again. And we're just gonna keep going because it'll be fun. We're gonna try it. Hopefully we got enough fluid. I found a smaller bottle in my box. So, but the downfall is this thing is bone freaking dry because it is freaking brand freaking new. Alright guys, this is all installed and bled. I didn't bore you with that, but I have a one-man bleeder, which is actually really nice to do. You just loosen the cap, put the hose on there, bleed. It's got a one-way valve in it, so it doesn't backfeed air back into the system when you let it off on the brake. Real simple to do. So what's nice about having a one-man bleeder tool. It makes the job on that real easy, so you don't have to have somebody on the brakes, pushing the brakes, you know, all that fun stuff, and you sit down there bleeding it with a catch can or a hose or whatever you gotta do. But easy peasy. So now we're gonna work on the water pump. We're gonna get the alternator loosed up, get the belt off, and then we are going to get this old water pump off. As you know from the old one of the bolts is stuck. So we got to figure out how to get that off without damaging, so we can actually reuse it for the new one, hopefully. If not, we got to run down the hardware store or the parts store and get a bolt and a nut so it'll work. Well, we got the water pump off. We can't seem to get this bolt out, and I fucked up the threads on it anyway. So we got one out, and I messed up the threads on that too, as you can tell there. But we got it out, so we can actually get a get one that's for this size, which is kind of nice. And then we're getting the nut to go with it, so we got to run down to the hardware store or the auto parts store or whatever and see if we can find one of these. Oh, it's gonna be fun. Run down there, get this part, get back, get the water pump on. It is fighting us. Yeah, it's not. That's interesting thing to get that off, because last time we threw it, if I remember right, I only lost one of these bolts. I figured I'd just kind of get it out of there, but we lost two of them. The other one's still in there. I might remove that one if we can find three of them with new nuts. We'll move that one if it comes out carefully. Use an extractor tool, bring it out. It's still in there. It's all in there. I just gotta hit it with the spray. See, it's right there. Hit it with spray, loosen it up, pull it out if we can. We can find three of them, and then place that one. So, now clean up the hands real quick and run down to the hardware store. Well, guys, we went to the hardware store, and they are out of stock of the lag, where you want to call it 3/16/24 in the long shank bolts, but they did give me to try. There's a couple of these set screws and some of these, but I don't think these are going to work because I'm trying to get it in there. It's probably going to be too long to start with. Plus, you can't angle them in there and get them in there. So we're going to try these, put them in there, see how much length I got. Because there's a big difference between these ones and that one that came out. I mean, look at the length of that. That's a big difference in length. So we'll try it. If it works, if it works. Don't, and well, we'll just have to wait until their lag stuff comes in, or their set screws and longer length is coming. So, fun. Guess we'll try it out. All right. Well, we tried these bolts. They are going to work. So we got to get the old gasket stuff cleaned off of the front of that get the other water pump ready to go, and then we will get those set in there. Slide on the gasket, slide on the water pump, and boom, tighten it down. It'd be close, but it's gonna work. So we got enough threads to go in. They go in about, I don't know, about a ½ inch, and then leaves me about a ¼ inch with the water pump and the nut. So it's right on the money, like perfect. So another ¼ inch would have been on the money, but it's gonna work. It's just gonna be a little closer than I thought it was, but you know what? We're gonna get it in there, and it's gonna work. Got this all cleaned up, pretty. Got the gasket on there with the material stuff to help seal it a little better. Wait for that to dry up a little tacky wise. New bolts are in there too. Just gonna hang out, wait for that to finish drying up, to tacky it, and yeah, we're just chilling like the daylight around here. After we get that done, we can put the water pump in. Just right here in my hand, lovely, nice and pretty. Get that in there, get it all buttoned up, tightened up, and we are good to go. Which will be a good thing because it needs to be done. Not today, but it wants to be done. So, all right, guys. Well, I didn't film much, but we got all those new bolts back in, like right there. I don't know if you can see that one right there. Also, up there, our top one right there. Nice and pretty. They actually work. Those bolts are perfect. Had the belt back on, everything back in. Coolant level filled back up. Just ready to go to get her started. Let her run, get hot. Checked all the fluid levels, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. And that, just gonna fire it up here and get warmed up. Moment of truth. We got her on the ground and fire it up. Come on, baby. There we go. Yeah. And she's running again. We're gonna let her warm up. Make sure we got all the bubbles out of the system. And all that fun stuff. Get it out of the garage. We're gonna clean up all my mess under here, and because it's, you know, we got a mess a little bit, not much. Just some like a storage and stuff. But let it run, clean it up, make sure everything checks out with the thermostat, and we'll be good. All right, guys. Well, we went for a little rip, not a rip, but just a normal drive. It warmed up. She overheated a little bit, not overheated, but she got the hot mark. So we're gonna park her for the night, for a little bit, let her cool down while I work on a couple other things, and then we'll come back to it after it cools down. See how well it's doing. All right, guys, that does it. The GT6 is done. The brakes are working, and also it's not overheating at the moment. At the moment. So with that being said, we put it away for a minute. I know there's a couple of things we gotta do, and now we are on to another project. So hopefully that's good content for you guys. Basically, bring back an old project real quick. We got some other things coming up because it is coming up sooner to Halloween, and we gotta get a couple of things done. So we're gonna work on those projects, and then basically, yeah, it's gonna be fun. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe for more, subscribe for more. Leave us a comment, share this thing, tag everybody, and yeah, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.